Hello, Ray Phoenix here. Welcome to Let's Play Simpsons Hit and Run the Grew mod, part 3. We're going to the second last mission of level 1. We're going to be driving over to the store. I think that's to try and save that store that Bart shoplifted from in that one Christmas episode, where they got caught by that guy from Reservoir Dogs that pulled him into the store and then made him watch that documentary about where shoplifting came from. Hi, I'm Troy McClure. Here I remember you from such films as such and such, or it wasn't Troy McClure. Yeah, it was Troy McClure who did that. Yeah, I think he's like the guy Phil Hartman would voice. I remember a few weeks ago I mentioned that at a family gathering where I said, oh yeah, Phil Hartman said that shoplifting came from ancient Babylonia and people used to actually like pick up the actual store and lift it up. I don't think that's the case. My mom's like, where'd you hear that from, Saturday Night Live? And I said, no, The Simpsons. Like, oh yeah, I forgot Phil Hartman was once in The Simpsons. That guy really was a true underrated legend. It's a shame he's dead now, but he really was something, really was. Imagine if he were still alive today, would he still be making YouTube, videos? I like to think Jim Varney would be making YouTube videos right now if he were still alive today. Pretty much have to hit this truck and collect the video games that come out of it, the Bone Storm video games. Yeah, Bone Storm, remember when that was a really big game with The Simpsons? And then eventually, it was just really a novelty, and then it just got boring after a while. Whoa, all I did was enter my name. I'm sorry, Bart, you can't play his camping. It's a one-player game. How come it says insert controller for second player on the screen? This is what I meant by when I said we are going to be forced having to use Gru's large heavy metal tank thing, whatever it is, for some part levels of this game, some missions of this game, because this is what's called a forced vehicle leveling, is what they call these kinds of levels, if I'm not mistaken. Where normally you'd be riding in March's Canyon Narrow for this mission, but because all those have been replaced, all those cars have been replaced with Gru's cars, so we're going to be forced to be driving Gru's car for these kinds of missions. There's no way to get around them. So of course we're having to make heavy use of my H key so I can phase through the walls and phase through other cars and phase and stuff. The only way you can realistically beat this game in this mod, really, using the debug mode. Yeah, if debug mode didn't exist, beating this can be impossible. This whole Let's Play wouldn't be happening right now. If only kids could play more video games about sharing. I don't think there are any video games about sharing, so you're kind of out of luck if you're looking for something like that. So we're going to the power plant again. I've already driven to and from the power plant so many times already. This is still the first level of the game. We already drove there and back. And cars in this game seem to just run on some magical fuel source and never seems to run. We know the Electress never is probably just, always getting recharged. Whenever it's off screen, it's probably getting more electricity pumped into it. But those cars in this game don't run off electricity. It's unknown where they keep getting their energy source from. They could have made that mechanic in some of these games where your cars could run out of gas and you have to buy more gas, but I don't know, that probably wouldn't be as fun then. I'd be making it more like a simulation game more than anything else. Just gonna be speeding over to the power plant as always. This car actually could go surprisingly fast. Where it says the first video, this is a surprisingly fast car. Actually, it's surprisingly good for a car that you get in the first level of the game. One of the best cars in the game too. Guess they want to put a good taste in your mouth when you begin the game to make you realize how great this game really is, which it is a really great game. I guess they want you to know that right from the start. I'm gonna move my car over here because that'll be beneficial for this mission that's about to begin, the Fat and Furious. Yeah, so somehow Smithers is back, and I don't know, maybe he has another car, maybe he may have more than one car like that. I remember, he's Mr. Burns. See, Mr. Burns is rich. He probably afford tons of cars like that, tons of those cool Mr. Burns limos cars. Already destroyed one of them today, and now I have to race against the other. That's the only logical explanation I could think of. I mean, you just magically got it fixed, because you can just pick up those wrenches and they magically fix your car in this game. Maybe Smithers just took one of those and got the car fixed up. Maybe he did it in secret too. I don't know if Mr. Burns would fire him or not, and he found out that one of his cars got destroyed, one of his cars destroyed with drive-through. I could beat him. That thing I told you about earlier, where you press and hold the H key and you can phase through walls. It really works with any car in this game. I still like using it a lot when I'm not driving Gru's car, because then it makes the game seem cheap, or then it might come off as like cheating. And I don't really like cheating in games unless it's absolutely necessary, like it is when you have to be forced to drive Gru's car. This would be really easy if you actually did have to do it. Gru's car. I wonder if anyone ever actually did that before they played every single mission in this game only using Gru's car. That actually does sound like a pretty cool challenge. Maybe I will do that eventually. I don't know. I think I did try that once, and yeah, that's quite painful actually. That's why I'm doing this kind of challenge instead, where we have a very limited select few amount of cars. Can you beat the game with this very limited select few amount of cars? I know I could. Because I'm just a master at this game. I've beaten this game so many times that it doesn't even seem like a challenge anymore. It's going on those games like Jumping Flash or some of the Spyro and Ape Escape games where I just play them so many times now that I can just beat them like it's not even the Ratchet and Clank games in the PS2 are starting to become like that, where I can just beat those games like they're nothing. So we're gonna go talk to Mr. Burns and see what he's gonna say. He's gonna label us as an idiot like always and tell us that he has absolutely nothing to do with anything that's going on. It's never Mr. Burns' fault. Remember a long time ago I was talking about last night's episode of Simpsons, and my mom's friend was there, and then she's like, "Oh, I know everything about the Simpsons. I'm really knowledgeable about the Simpsons. I know a lot about Simpsons. What happened in this episode?" Well, Marge and her friends had to end up stealing something from Mr. Burns, and she's like, "Who's Mr. Burns?" Yeah, you clearly don't know anything about Simpsons if you don't know who Mr. Burns is.
And if this oaf is an employee of the plant,
He's like the main villain of the Simpsons branch. If Simpsons were to have a villain, it would definitely be Mr. Burns. I remember one kid a long time ago simply called Mr. Burns the bad guy of Simpsons. And then I thought more. I'm like, yeah, Mr. Burns pretty much is the main villain of the Simpsons. He's that stereotypical rich guy that wants to rule everything and own everything. We're in level 2 now, where Bart was replaced with this minion, and you can see his ribs pop out of his body when he runs. It's kind of cursed, actually. We're playing as one of the minions now, and we still have all of our cards from before. We don't have a default card anymore, because none of those default cards exist anymore in this version of the game. It wants us to use Gru's card, but of course we're not going to be using that. We're just going to be using the Electress. It's still pretty decent in this level, because it's still in the earlier levels of the game. We're now at a new venue, which is downtown Springfield, playing as a minion and driving around the Electress in downtown Springfield. What will it come up with next? Now it's playing that piece of music that people think was in Spyro 4, which I don't think... it sounds very similar to the Dragon Realms theme from Spyro 4, but it's actually not. It's actually like a... It sounds very similar, but I don't think this game had anything to do with Spyro 4, other than the fact it's supposedly shared one of the same publishers, but it didn't really have much to do. It's more of a developer's thing where they put the different music in the game, or each where they, because music is considered to be a game asset, I think, in a lot of these games, depending on what the music is. That's typically done by developers. I don't think this game was developed by the same people that developed Spyro 4. So we're going to be doing this bonus mission this bonus mission for Grandpa, where we have to collect all of his blood. Dial B for blood. We're just driving around collecting the blood. Get 25 seconds to do that first one, then we get over 40 seconds to do the next one. And then we're going to be trying to Moe's Tavern, or Moe probably takes blood and uses it as drink. Going to a tavern. This is a dirty tavern, too. Why do you want to go there to get blood?
Oh, that was so cool.
I mean, we could always go through the car wash, which will clean up our car and fix it up.
I remember these being here
And fix it up completely. And also downtown seems to have these what do you call those pit things that make the cars drive very slower. And it does make your car, I mean, it's already bad enough your cars are only one of the fastest in the game. Going for there actually makes it more of a challenge, because later we're going to be having to chase people around downtown. Yeah, driving through a high-speed chase in downtown, just like in, I know a lot of other games probably do stuff like that too, not that I can think of right now, but I have to drive to the Krusty Burger near the construction site. They always specify which one. So almost every level in this game has at least a few Krusty Burgers. Just to make it fun, the fact that McDonald's is now present on like every street corner. Same with Starbucks. There's Starbucks on every corner right now. There's a Krusty Burger. Each level of this game has at least a few Krusty Burger locations. Where we talk to that squeaky voice teen that's going to give us some blood. He's probably a very big expert on blood, which is why he works at Krusty Burger. We're going to have to go back to Grandpa now, drive all the way back to where he is, and navigate through these intricate streets. Downtown is very intricate in this game. I mean, downtown cities in general, so see some of the most intricate places imaginable, but downtown Springfield is no exception. But then again, since the Springfield never seems to have a defined map, everything always seems to be located in different places in every episode. There was one episode that showed that Moe's Tavern was located next to this music store that Lisa got her sax from, and later episodes showed it wasn't located there, and then another one showed it was located next to the church. Another episode showed it was located just down the street from the Simpsons' house. Simpsons never seems to have like a well-defined, map or Yeah, which is, I guess, fair for a cartoon. I mean, it's always a good idea to carefully plot stuff in a cartoon as if you're building it in real life. Remember Butch Hartman made a video about that a long time ago where he says don't like make accurate, detailed plans in a cartoon as if you're building something in real life, because you're not building it in real life. It's something for animation, something that people are gonna watch and think it's fun and stuff. And even the Simpsons' houses even seem to be the same in every episode. I've never seen some video where some episodes show that their Bart and Lisa's house were across from each other, and others showed they were like next to each other. Yeah, Simpsons doesn't really know much about like, spatial distortion and metaphysics and whatnot. Why don't you made a game that actually focused on that, where every time you play the game, the venue was different, and there's like so many different ways it can be mixed and matched up. So every time you play the game, it feels like a different game. It'd actually be kind of annoying. I remember Mega Man X6 did that, where the game has randomness in it, where it changes every time you play the game. And that's one of many reasons why Mega Man X6 is the worst Mega Man X game ever made. Which is why I'll never be doing a Let's Play of that game, because that game just downright sucks. And sadly enough, it's one of the few PS1 games that got released in South Korea. Out of all the great PS1 Mega Man games that exist, the one that South Korea had to get had to have been the worst one, Mega Man X6. Yeah, now Milhouse is just telling us that the principal's looking for us. He's gonna expel anyone that he catches that's playing hooky because they're going away from school so they could play Bone Storm. That reminds me when a friend in real life tried escaping from school once so we could get these new Bionicles that came out. He tried running out of school during the daytime, his man boobs were flapping around, and then just before he got out the door, he got stopped. He didn't even get out of school. And even if he did make it to Toys R Us, he didn't even be able to buy the toys because he doesn't have any money of it because he's just a kid. Yeah, his plan was very flawed right from the beginning. So we're trying to get away from the principal again. We had to race against the principal in the first mission, the first level. Now this time we're trying to get away from him. We're driving far away from him. And I think his car might be fast. Well, I don't know. I mean, we were very much faster in the first level, the first mission, the first level of this game. And now he seems to be like really getting an edge on us this time around. I don't know if the game was altered. Maybe he used his drive. Maybe he was playing easy on us the first time around, and now he's playing. And now this time he's trying to go harder on us, thinking we have a faster car, when really, we're just using the same car we beat him with the first time around. Here we drove far away from him. So we're going back to the try and save. I hope you're going to the try and save and where was it? In a different location, because if you come back to this one, you're gonna get arrested. And the pizza delivery van hit me again, the black pizza delivery van, and there's Mama Discount's Pizza. There always seems to be a lot of pizza places in Springfield. I guess pizza places at first, so why am I not surprised at that? Driving back to the try and save so we get a copy of Bone Storm. We're gonna talk to Jimbo. Yeah, Jimbo's probably gonna give him a wedgie or something. Yeah, or say something like, "You kissed a girl." That is so gay. Simpsons gold. Some crazy lady who knows nothing about games apparently destroyed a bunch of games. How typical. Since when did crazy old ladies know anything about gaming? This is Ray Phoenix signing out.